Stanley, a registered dietitian. Today we're going to be talking about how to read a nutrition facts label. Calories come from 4 things: carbs, protein, fat, and alcohol. That's it. Any calorie you ever eat is going to come from carbs, protein, fat, or alcohol. For nutrition facts reading purposes, we're going to take away the alcohol just because it's typically in a category all its own, and we're going to focus on the other macronutrients called carbs, protein, and fat. So every nutrition facts label is a legally bound document. So I always look at the nutrient breakdown before I even consider purchasing it. The first thing you're going to see is serving size. In this example, the serving size is a half of a cup. Okay, so that 45 grams out beside a half a cup is how much this half cup weighs. If you were to put it on a gram scale, that's the number you would get. So we have a half a cup of this food, and there's 160 calories in it. But the other thing to know is, if you eat half a cup, you have 160 calories, but if you eat a whole cup, you've got to multiply that 160 by 2. If you ate the whole container, you would multiply 160 by 8 because there's 8 servings in the whole container. So it's important to keep that in mind. All of the macronutrients listed on the nutrition facts label reflect only one serving. Only one serving. So you have to measure out how much you're going to eat. Half a cup of this food, it weighs 45 grams, but we're not putting it on a gram scale, so we're going to use a half cup measuring cup. From that half cup, we're going to get 160 calories. Okay, where do the 160 calories come from? Well, it has to be either carbs, protein, or fat. So let's take a look. You're going to see that there are 2 grams of total fat in this product. Underneath that are the subcategories of fats. They basically list the 3 main types of fats that you're going to find in your foods. So saturated fats, trans fats, and poly and monounsaturated. Those 2 long words at the end just mean unsaturated fat. For now, just know that if a product has less than half a gram of trans fat, they don't even have to list it on the label. So you're like, what's this girl worried about half a gram for? But half a gram for breakfast, lunch, and dinner over 10 years can really add up. Then how do you know if a product has trans fat or not if it's not listed? Well, you look in the ingredients list. If a product has, if a product has trans fat in it, you're going to see hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils in the ingredients list. This does not. Actually, that's one of the things that I will not buy is trans fat products. Your goal for trans fat is 0 grams a day. So we've looked at trans fat and we have 0 grams. We've checked out the ingredients list to find that there is in fact no hydrogenated oil, so there really is 0 grams of trans fat in this product. Good. Now you're going to see that poly and monounsaturated. Those are not required to be listed on the nutrition facts label, so you might not always see it. How do you know if they're in there if they're not always listed? This product has 4 grams of total fat, but do you see that unsaturated fat's not listed? So it says there's 3.5 grams of saturated fat and 0 grams of trans fat. So then we know that a half a gram is unsaturated fat. Okay, so now we look at cholesterol. We're not really worried about that right now. It's not a macronutrient. We're not going to go for now. Sodium. If you're looking at a low sodium food, anything less than 140 milligrams is a low sodium food. So if you're on the beach and you're trying to combat bloating, you want to look for low sodium options. In a half a cup, we're going to have 33 grams of carb. One of the more common questions I get here is, do you have to add the sugar in separately? And the answer is no. It's already done for you. All of the bolded headlines already have these categories added in for you. So the fiber and sugar have already been added into the total carbohydrates. So you only have to look for now at the total carbohydrates. And then you look down for the total grams of protein. The half a cup of this product has 4 grams of protein. Remember that fiber and protein help keep you full. Underneath this, you can look at the vitamins and other micronutrients. Don't contribute to your calories, but you still need them for overall health. All the percents on the side, they're there to tell you the percent intake for a 2,000 calorie diet. So if your diet is 2,000 calories, then 2 grams of fat equals 5% of that. If your diet is 2,000 calories, then 33 grams of carb meets 11% of that calorie range. So again, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to it, but if you're a numbers person, it might help you. Now that we know how to read a nutrition facts label, let's choose a snack. We're starting with walnuts. We have 1/4 of a cup of walnuts. That's the serving size. Walnuts are pretty high in calories because they're high in fat. And remember, we get calories from fat. So walnuts are going to be a pretty high calorie source, but they keep you really full. So 1/4 of a cup of walnuts is going to be 200 calories, 20 grams of fat, 4 grams of carb, and 5 grams of protein. That nutritional composition is pretty good. So the 20 grams of fat, now we're going to look a little bit further and see that 1.8 grams are saturated fat. There's no trans fat, so again, we're going to take a double look at the ingredients list and make sure that there is in fact no trans fat in this product. And the ingredients happen to just be walnuts, so we're in the clear. There's actually no trans fat at all. Great. 4 grams of carb, okay, and then 5 grams of protein. Under the carbs, there's 2 grams of fiber. Fiber and protein help keep you full. A high fiber food is something that's 5 grams of fiber or more. Now, we're going to take pretzel crisps. So remember, we had 1/4 cup of almond. This serving size is 11 pretzel crisps, which is about 1/2 cup. So if you compare the volume, you're only getting 1/4 cup of walnuts for 200 calories, but you're getting 1/2 cup of pretzels for 100 calories. So if you look at just calories and amount, you may think these are a better option. But if you look further into the macronutrients, where the calories are coming from, then you realize that the walnuts are actually a better option, because there's no fat in this product, so it's a fat-free food. There is 330 milligrams of sodium. So basically, if you're having pretzels as a snack by the pool or at the beach, it's not a good idea because you're just going to feel more bloated. Remember, we're shooting for less than 140 milligrams of sodium per serving. There's 24 grams of carb. There's 1 gram of fiber and 2 grams of protein. So nutrient-wise, the amount of fat, fiber, and protein in the walnuts is going to keep you fuller longer. So if you're looking for weight control, you might initially think the calories in the pretzels are a better option, but really the walnuts are going to keep you fuller longer. So even though it's 100 more calories, you're not going to reach for another snack 5 minutes later. So they're going to be more satisfying. That's it for this video. It was a lot of information. So if you liked this video and you feel like you learned something, then give it a thumbs up. If there's a nutrition topic you want to learn more about, leave it in the comment section below, and we'll try to make a video for that too.